I'm gonna do a real quick hard goods haul. It's from like today and well, mostly today. This was yesterday or the day before. I haven't been doing much hard goods. $2.99. It's cool. There's like a little thing in there, but I don't know if that was meant. I don't know. Maybe that's how it came. I don't know. I asked the Dawn, no. Okay, I love him. Well, okay. This is for resale. I figured $1.15. I think I comped them real quick. I know I can get at least 5. And I'll see. I'll comp it more thoroughly. I don't know how old it is. I know it's got the old thing on it, but it's also got a barcode. Ring pops. Candy. I got this clock because I love this sort of thing. It's going to go in my Betsy room, my jewelry room, my whatever. Oh, it ticks. I put a new battery in it. It's that plastic that was popular. Maybe it's still popular, but it was popular, I don't know, a while back. I think I have some mirrors like this. I think it's cool. And then this mirror is $5.99. These aren't, I'm not selling these things. Isn't that pretty though? It's modern, but it's made to look not modern, and it's pretty. And it's got a thing where you can, somebody's wired it to hang vertically. I kind of would prefer that, but I don't know that I'm going to try and wire that. I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know what the fucking bloody butthead is this for? Just, what are these for? They've got like slots in them. So I said, yes, please. And then I just got these journals again for me. Oh my God, here he comes on the run with a burger and a motherfucking bun. I'm going to pretend you're not here because you're too distracting. And if you, oh, what are you doing? Huh? I don't want to be mean. Just don't sit on the stuff I haven't shown. Please don't. Okay. You can't see. Don't show the people. Sorry. Just 3 journals, which I'm not going to journal. That would be for my sister, Joy. She's a journaler. Just, you know what I mean? 3 for $3. Haven't been used. I'll use them to write shit in. You will do foolish things, but do them with enthusiasm. That sounds really lame. Just saying. I don't know. That just sounds like somebody was reaching for something clever to say. It didn't turn out so good. I just love this little guy. He's a little shelf sitter. He's just modern. What are you doing, Choach? I'm going to want to get up. You can lay here. But then I'm going to want to get up. Something sold for $75. Yay, Sundays. It's my big sales day. This is going to fall down. He's can you see him? He's just a little eyeball. Isn't he adorable? And then the young kid at the Goodwill. By young kid, he's probably 25. No, he's probably 21, 19. I don't know. He's a child. He's a sweet boy. I saw him and I said, oh, he doesn't have a prize. And he's like, he didn't call him just a blue jay. He called him a word. And I'm like, look at you. Look at the big brain on you, buddy. I said, how do you know that's what it is? It's something bluebird. I just couldn't leave him behind. Could you have left him behind? Obsessively, I got him for resale, but I think he's gonna sit on one of my shelves and make me happy every single day. So cute. He's so cute. So he went back and got a price at $2.99. I'm like, yes, because I don't know who the managers were today, but the 2 females, especially Ramona, will give me a good price on everything that's not priced. And the dude, straight retail. He's a bit of a dick. Like when I got that lot, that's an old story, but maybe you haven't heard it, because I'm Gina Gay. Welcome if you haven't been here before, and welcome back if you have. I'm going to try that every time if I can remember it, even if it's at the end. I only have 1 thing left. I'm saving it. It was from Salvation Army. today. And the clock was from Salvation Army. The mirror was from Goodwill. So was the Buddha. I think I only got 2 things at the Sally. Oh, I got a dress at the Salvation Army. Something special, just a summer dress. What am I gonna say? Oh, the dude. The manager at Goodwill. He, right before the COVID, I got the jewelry jar for $30 that had the $700, well, it should have been like a $2,000, 1890s, does that make it Victorian? Hand-painted, glass, 14-karat gold brooch. Anyway, I ended up selling it for $700, but it's because I didn't want to sit on it. But I went back the next day, and I said to the other gal, I don't know, she's the manager. I don't really know her so much. But anyway, I said to her, wow, who did that jewelry jar? She said, why, was it good? And I said, kind of was. She said, I just told him to throw everything in. We didn't sort it. I just told the girl just throw it all in. So anyways, and I kind of mentioned that at some point to the manager. Then I backpedaled real quick because he's got a look in his eyes like, how dare you? I mean, he literally was like, oh, we're not supposed to let anything good go out, and blah, blah. I'm like, oh, well, no, I mean, it wasn't, I like totally lied. I'm like, it wasn't an expensive good. It was just something I liked. It was something cool. Because I don't want to get anybody in trouble, you asshole. I mean, seriously. There's no skin off his dude. Really? Anyway, that's not why I don't like him. He's friendly to me. It's not that. He's just not my kind of guy. But then JT, today I said, JT, what do those initials stand for? And he said, Joseph Tripler. I'm like, I'm just calling people out. I'm like, I'll remember that, Joseph Tripler. He goes, well, you know my name. I don't know yours. And I said, I'm Gina Gay. No, I said, I'm Gina. My middle name is Gay. So there's that. And anyway, I knew his name because one of the managers said something to him one day. And so now I just say, hey, JT. Hey, JT, sup? So this is missing one rhinestone, which I honestly didn't notice. And it wasn't cheap. It was $11 at the Sal Army. Roman. And I don't know if I can do it. Oh, Lord, I said too much. Said it all off. Okay, sorry. Good cat. It's just pretty, and it's enameled, and it's well made, and it's got this nice little clasp. And I think it never had perfume in it. If it did, it's so far gone. But I don't, oh, this is the top. Okay, so I don't know what it's meant to be. Do you? It's a little trinket enamel dish thing. I got it for myself. It was $15, but it was 25% off, so it was $11.25. You got a little piece of popcorn on you. Well, nobody wants that. And I know how to get you away. I can say the C word. When I get up, I just say the C word, C-O-C-O-U-N-T. Is that how you spell it? I can't say it out loud because he's like a little doggy, and he'll go crazy, and he'll look at me, and his eyes will go, what? He loves him some C-O-C-O-N-U-T. Yeah, he's a good boy. He needs some because it helps with allergies. Anyways, would I have bought it not in the box? Probably not. Not for $11. Somehow, this box is old. It's vintage. I don't know how vintage. I don't know if it's like 80s. I don't know. I can just tell by the way they did the foam in there that it's not modern. But yeah, I wish it said Roman numeral. No, I wish it said like Roman trinket box, or, you know, sort of identified it a little bit more. So, and those are my hard goods. And I found lately, oh, angel, I'm going to zoom in at 4. I'll probably just zoom out here. I will. That I've been buying things a lot for myself. That's not good. It's okay to buy some clothes because in February, I would see summer dresses and I'd be like, oh no, I'll just wait. Because they're like $9 and I'm cheap. $9 to me, you might as well call it 50. I don't like spending $9 at a thrift store on anything. So, I got it. What's my point? Oh, so back then I'm like, oh no, it's like February, March. No, February, because March really took a turn. So January, February, I'd see dresses, and I'd be like, I'll just do that closer to summer, like April, May. Well, no, you won't. But who would have thought the end of the world as we knew it, right? Not I. So my point is, I'm kind of making up for lost time. I need some summer dresses. I mostly wear dresses. Sometimes I'll wear a top and a skirt, but mostly I wear dresses, and mostly I don't wear sleeves. This is a caftan, so it's like sleeve adjacent. And just since my breast cancer surgery has been when I stopped wearing sleeves and I stopped sleeping under a comforter. It's weird, but literally since the day I got out of the hospital, no more comforter. I sleep with one of those like fuzzy blankets, that's it, and no sleeves. Isn't that strange? I find that odd. And I get the comforter part because, you know, I didn't want to feel the pressure, but the sleeves is just weird. And I love things with sleeves. I see a lot of pretty things, and I might have one or two things, and if I have to, I'll wear a jacket, but usually I'm so hot, even in the winter. I'll like go out on the coldest day with like one of my hoodies or sweaters or whatever, and then I take it off in the car because I'm warm. So I love a jacket, love a sweater. You might see me wear some in videos just because I love them and I don't get to wear them. Because I end up buying like 40 sweaters and or jackets or whatever, cover things. And I have no clothes, but I have those and I don't wear them. So that's the thing. He's sleeping like a prince, pretty. Oh. Sometimes he sticks out his tongue. He'll just like go walk by and he'll just go. Sometimes he does it when he's stretching. He'll be like, But when he just does it random, he's not doing anything else. Oh, you don't got a bone to show us how cute you are. We know how cute you are. Can I just get my ring pop out so I can comp it? Princess Leia. Did I say she came in Café Figaro? She was one of many movie stars. She came in a few times because she'd get to-go food. And, I mean, I didn't know her. Oh, no, that's not true. I mean, I like Star Wars. And I knew who she was. I was surprised at how short. She had a short little thing. Tiny little shorty. It's always funny how, and like Boy George. I mean, what? I'd only seen him in videos. He was this massive giant of a man. Like 6'4". Huge. So, I mean, I just thought he was going to be like 5'8", just like this little Boy George. No. No, ma'am. No, ma'am, and no, sir. Anyways, Princess Leia. Whatever. Carrie Fisher. Since have read all of her books or listened to them on audio, and I love her. And it was sad that she died. Sad, because she had my kind of sense of humor. What was my point? Oh, she was just always very harried. Harried? Yeah, rattled, like, oh, okay, just come here for, you know, that, like that. I'm not like that. But then, you know, later you learn that, oh, okay, she was on every kind of drug that was made by man. And that's okay. I don't remember if she tipped well. People that tipped well on to-go orders were my people. Judd. I think I've already said this. Judd Nelson? Is that his name? No. Is that his name? It's not Judd Hirsch. The guy in Breakfast Club. He would always come in and get to-go orders and leave like give you like $5 or $10 tip. He must have worked at a restaurant. Because most actors have, you know, that came up, like half the people I worked with were wannabe actors. One of them actually made it, Rose McGowan. But they get it. So when they go back and become famous and then they're being waited on, they usually like, I know how much this sucks. And people don't understand. I'll just school ya. To-go orders in a restaurant are more work than fucking waiting on a table. I mean, I know this was 20-some years ago. 25, really? Oh, I'm Biggs. What you saying, I'm Biggs? She bought my Louis watch. Anyway, it's not a Louis, but she named him Louis. Shit, lost my train of thought. Café Figaro, waiting tips. that's not good. Not that you guys were enthralled with that story, but where was I going? What was that? Oh, over 20 years. Okay, to-go food. At least back, like, then we were the servers were we had busboys, but we didn't have, like, carriers or whatever they have in the modern times. Back in my day. I mean, back in my day, they probably had the people that carried the food out for you. I forget what the carriers, they're called something. But our restaurant didn't have it, which is fine. But to-go orders, you have to stop what you're doing, like ignore your tables and food's up, whatever, and like get the bag, get the things, put the salt, the pepper, the bit, the dressing, and if they wanted salads and they had dressing, you had to get the little cups, scoop it out, put the little, I mean, it's a fucking pain in the ass. I would much rather wait on the table than do a to-go order, and everybody was always like, it's not my turn, it's your turn for a to-go order. Like, we always pass it off because it was horrifyingly horrible. And the average person didn't tip you on a to-go order because they just thought, what? You didn't do anything. Oh yeah, we just stopped what we were doing to wait just on you for that 10 minutes. Like, just know that. I don't know if it's a thing now, but tip your to-go people. It's work. It's a pain. It's icky. Nobody wants to do it. Unless, well, is that even a thing now? Well, if it comes back, tip. You don't gotta be cranky. What are you doing? So yeah, that, and oh, another notable good tipper. Not on to-go order. And I probably already told this story because I'm a Bob. And if you've watched me, you know what a Bob is. The guy that was on, never mind, Sex and the City, he played Sarah Jessica's boyfriend for a while. Real hippy-dippy kind of dude. White, long hair. He's been in a bunch of things. He was in a TV show for a while. For a long while. Anyway, he sat, it was like dead. It was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever. And I think he was my only customer. And he ordered like a sandwich. He was a vegetarian. Of course he was. And he watched himself get a ticket, because right there, where the restaurant's located, he sat in the window, watched himself get a ticket, and I'm like, oh, dude. I didn't say dude, but, well, that's a bummer. He's like, well, I mean, right? It's a rental, and he didn't live here, there in LA. Anyways, he gets the ticket, and he pays the bill eventually, because he stayed there for kind of a long time. And he left me a $10 tip on a $7 bill. So, again, actors usually left pretty substantial tips. Usually like 25 to 50% tips, just depending. But yeah, that was the only, I knew a lot of, I didn't know them. I knew of a lot of famous persons. I think Michael Keaton, Perry Farrell. Oh, a bunch of people had worked at Café Figaro because it had been there since '69. So a bunch of actors that went on to be actors and or musicians worked there over the years. And you know who used to come in and was really cool? And I don't think he's cool anymore. Was Jerry Brown, Governor Jerry Brown? I'm not sure he was governor at that time in the 90s. You would tell me, I don't know. He was one time, and I think he is again, maybe? But he used to tell me that I looked like Linda Ronstadt because he dated her for a long time. And he was so cool. And I didn't really feel like he was, you know, icky towards, like, he wasn't like, he wasn't like that. He was just cool. And I thought, this guy's cool. And now I think he's not cool. That's what I think. Huh, I guess people change. Seems like you get older, you get mellower, right? Not uncooler. He dated Linda Ronstadt, man. How cool is that? I love Linda Ronstadt. I waited on Joni Mitchell. She was a smoker. Sat in the smoking section, just smoking away. That surprised me. But I didn't care. I still love her. I did and I do. It was just weird because she's another like hippie granola chick from the 60s. And to see her just puffing away, and I smoked. No judgment, because I was so smoking smoker back then. It just was like weird. Just didn't go together. Like shamalama lama lama. Bingity ganga dong. Oh, my neck's starting to hurt. Is it time? That clock's actually working. So no, it's not time yet. See? 10:03. Anyways, I digress. Yeah, Rose, I think, is the only one I trained her a little. She meant well. Good for her. Good for her for bringing down Harvey. Good for fucking her. Not surprised by that one. My alumni, I should say, from Café Fígaro. Yeah, well, that was it. Somebody that wrote my so-called life. He trained me. I trained Rose. Isn't that funny? And then I had a friend, Kimberly. I don't know if I told you this story, because I also trained Kimberly and Rose, because they both started on the same day. Me and Ed switched off. He trained, whatever. He trained Kimberly one day, I trained Rose, Bob, and flipped it. Flip, yeah. Two girls that couldn't have been more very different. Anyways. Kimberly was a singer. She was kind of short and stocky, kind of like Carrie Fisher. Body type. She was young, whatever, in her 20s. Rose says she was 19, and everybody's like, yeah, she's lying. I didn't know. I mean, I couldn't tell. And Rose, back then, oh yeah, she told us she was a blonde. I'm like, you're a blonde, natural blonde, because she had her hair dyed black and brows and whatever. Anyways, yeah, turns out she is. Kimberly, funny girl from Midwest. There's a certain state that I can't think of. Anyways, she got a gig with Adam Sandler to be one of the backup. There's three: a blonde girl, I think a black girl, and her. Not that that matters, but it kind of sort of matters in a minute. So she's at one of the gigs. Like, he did big gigs, obviously. This was at the amphitheater, and Adam goes to introduce his backup singers, hard G singers. And he introduces the blonde, and then the black girl, and then Kimberly. And it's quiet. And some guy, I guess, stands up and yells, "You're fat." And, come on, right? She wasn't fat. She was short and stocky. She wasn't fat. In fact, she was in really good shape. She was just that little condensed stocky. But anyways, I just thought, I always remember that. And Kimberly was such a sweet girl. And that really fucked with her. I mean, in front of however many people at the amphitheater, 5,000 at least. That whole theater's quiet, and he yells that out. Oh my God, can you imagine? And it's not like she's Adam Sandler, so she can't say, "Hey, go fuck yourself, bitch." Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're the front person, like I would have, like, but she can't. She just has to take it and just go, huh. Anyways, that was Kimberly. Rose McGowan and Kimberly were hired on the same day, so that's where that circled around too. I wonder what Kimberly's doing now. I know what Rose was doing. I think that's it. We don't need to get into any more, like, gossip. Los Angeles style. Because I've gone on and on. If you watch my videos, you're like, yeah, I think maybe. No, you haven't heard that particular story. No, you have not. Because I won't go into the other stories that I know you've heard. Like the worst people I ever waited on. This is going to bring me dollars. Oh, I wonder if could they be, I hope they're not broken. Is that ASMR a little bit? It's a little too crunchy. I just thought about that. These are ring pops. How do I know? Well, one feels broken. One is definitely broken. Didn't even think of that until right now. There's one that's broken, because I can feel the flatness of the other ones, and I can feel just shards. Chardonnays. Well, I'll just say that. And if it's not worth at least $10, I'll just say bye-bye dollar and give it to my husband, because he's a 12-year-old. Even 12-year-olds these days eat healthier than my husband. I am not even kidding. The skinny pig, he eats so much sugar. Sugar drinks, sugar frickin' everything. Just gross, like like a 12-year-old in 1970. A 1970 12-year-old. That all they ate all day was candy and treats and shitty fast food and whatever they could put in their mouth. And the motherfucker's 41. So, his stomach's like a washboard. The body looks like the day I married him. 17 years ago. No, he's 17 years older. 15 years ago. He's 17 years younger. My body doesn't look like I did when I was 43. Not even sort of close. And I know I'm almost 20 years older, and I'm female. But still, I was hoping like when he turned 40, his body would sort of like go south a little bit, so I could feel a little bit better about mine. Not even a little bit. Not even a little pooch or nothing. His body literally looks like it did 15 years ago when he was 26. It's not fair. And how dare he? But really, health-wise, he needs to... Okay, let's not go on about my husband and his bad diet and his skinny, hard body. Did I tell you this? I might have said this, but I don't want to say it again. It's worth repeating. I was getting my hair cut by my gay friend, because I didn't know him that well. And I mention gay for a reason, because he's cutting my hair, and I show him a picture of my husband. Well, then my boy, barely dating guy. And he just looks at it and he goes, oh man, he's a hot piece of ass. So that's why I said he's gay, because, And the hairdresser, he was a hot piece of ass. A hot piece of ass. He was a good looking guy. Anyway, why I say that to say what? I don't usually just bring up random. It might seem like it, but it's usually not. Anyway, so he's still that hot piece of ass, I guess, maybe. Like the day I met him. Okay, now my health is starting to fade again. Hope I can get through this Zoom call. Hope you guys, Heather, I can't make a long one. I can just make a bunch of short ones. I mean, I'll make a long one again when I have it. I have jewelry coming, oddly, this Wednesday. I'm not really looking forward to it. I think it's only like 6 pounds. Don't you love when you buy jewelry? You're like, why'd I buy that? Why'd I buy that lot? And then maybe you'll be surprised, but I don't know. Anywho, my neck's starting to hurt, and I'm going to go lay down again until I get the Zoom call in an hour. He wants to say goodbye. Come on. Oh, those little footies. I mean, there's just some things that are too cute. He's happy. He's heavy. Oh, and I got to go pack the goth dolls that just sold the Bleeding Edge, which are most of my tattoos. These are all Bleeding Edge goth dolls. And the ones I sold were a lot of 7-inch vinyl dolls. They're really cool. But I have no room for them, and 20 years later, they need to go. I kept 3 of them. I'm gay. I'm Gina Gay. Thank you for tuning in. See you real soon.